It seems hard to imagine an American-Iranian alliance against Russia, but in the next few minutes I will explain to you why this is actually realistic and quite possible. The problems of Iran and the United States are based on geopolitics and not on ideology, because ideology does not determine American alliances or American interests. For example, Saudi Arabia. It is an ally of the United States, and the recent $60 billion military sale confirms this. But Saudi Arabia is ideological, not compatible with the United States. Nevertheless, there is an understanding between the two, and the same understanding can be reached between Iran and the United States, because in the end, Iran only poses a limited geopolitical threat to American interests. But on the other hand, Russia is a serious threat to American interest on a global scale, and even on American soil. Just think of the Russian nuclear arsenal. No other country in the world can damage the US more than Russia can. So what I'm basically saying is, the problems between Russia and the United States vastly outweigh the problems between Iran and the United States. An alliance is always formed out of fear from a third party. That fear, which the United States and Iran share, is a re-emerging Russia, because today Russia is multiple times stronger than it was in the early 1990s, mostly thanks to the high energy prices, but also because of the fact that the United States is engaged in two conflicts in the Middle East, and Russia is taking advantage of this window of opportunity. It is projecting its influence in the region, especially amongst former Soviet states. The collapse of the Soviet Union was just a series of unintended consequences, and former KGB man Vladimir Putin notes it is necessary for Russia to reclaim the territorial losses in the early 1990s. So this is why Russia has such an assertive attitude in the region. An emerging Russia will be a security threat to American allies, such as the Baltic states and Poland, but it will also be a threat to regional countries such as Ukraine, Romania, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and of course Iran. So Russian interests and American interests collide with each other. One example of this is the war in Georgia in 2008. As I said earlier, the United States is locked down in two conflicts in the Middle East, Iraq and Afghanistan. And therefore, the United States is not able to contain Russia on its own. Therefore, an American-Iranian alliance against Russia is possible. And I said possible, as in it's an option on the table. Whether it will happen or not, nobody knows. But both these countries have genuine reasons to cooperate and contain Russia. This alliance would be possible if the United States and Iran can settle the nuclear issue through diplomacy. This all still sounds unrealistic to the common people, but the United States is a realistic country. Just look at the historic relations of the United States. An alliance with Stalinist Soviet Union was formed during World War II. Shortly after this, an alliance with Communist China was formed to contain the Soviet Union. So for the United States, ideology does not determine an alliance. And besides, Joseph Stalin and Mao Zedong were much worse enemies than Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. So that was it for this video. Thank you for watching. My name is Shirvan and this was Caspian Report. That's all.